Welcome back to my channel, ladies and gentlemen. Let's try to get through some of this faster than what we normally do because I get tired of the long-winded videos and I think y'all do too. So this video is popular books that I DNF'd. And first on my list, which is probably the most controversial, is The Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss. Probably the only human to ever do so, or at least not think he's the most amazing, bestest author ever. To give it a one-line summary, it's basically the backstory of the most powerful wizard ever. Basically, Kvothe, God, I hate that name anyway. Kvothe annoys the shit out of me. He's supposed to be exceptionally powerful, but from what I read, he's just exceptionally lucky. I was over 500 pages before I decided to DNF because I'm like, why am I forcing myself to read this book? Because that's basically what was happening. Is I was forcing myself to try to get through this book and trying to enjoy it, and I just wasn't because I just cannot stand Kvothe. And basically, it's because I have no desire to read the fantasy version of Holden Caulfield. And if you don't know who Holden Caulfield is, just Wikipedia Catcher in the Rye. You'll basically get it. The second book, popular book that I DNF'd, was A Discovery of Witches by Deborah Harkness. I think muddiness makes the best point out of all this. If I had to, she's more eloquent about it. I'm just going to be like, it's a vampire and a witch get together and they go on the run. And that's it. That's literally it. Okay. Too much focus on the romance. Like, the world is in peril, but please panic over your quote-unquote mate or whatever the fuck she is. I can't remember at this point. It's been so long since I DNF'd. And I actually tried to, skim the book. Or at least get to the end to find out what happened. And I was just like, I just don't care. I literally just do not care anymore. Also, will not be watching the TV series because I'm sure it'll be too faithful to the book. I've seen, when I saw the commercials come on for that fucking TV series, I was literally like, no, stop. The next on my list of popular books I DNF'd was The Priory of the Orange Tree by Samantha Shannon. This one I may give another shot. It is not a complete and true DNF like the other ones are because I tried to listen to it on audiobook and it's very heavy on the world building and it gets very confusing. And so I feel like for something like this, it would be better to read it. So I haven't completely DNF'd it, but I definitely DNF'd the audiobook. I'm like, this was too heavy and there's too much information coming at me and I cannot retain all of it. There's too much, I don't know if you want to call it info dumping. I call it world building, because it seems like a good book, but it was too much information for my mind to comprehend. And I was sitting in traffic for a solid half an hour listening to this audiobook. And I'm like, I don't know what the fuck's going on. I literally have been listening to this for 45 minutes and I just do not know what the fuck is happening. So I might give this another try, but we'll have to see if I'm up for a 800 to 1,000 word book. Next on my list is The Vampire Academy, or just Vampire Academy by Rochelle Reed. Too much like early 2000s YA. Super strong, not like other girls' female protagonist. Doesn't like that she's attracted to dark, handsome, brooding male protagonist. Yeah, no, pass. Solid, just pass. Next, The Iron King by Julie Kagawa. A lot of the same 2000s YA tropes, just with fae instead of vampires. Also, I think this was her first novel, which I'm willing to forgive, but not enough to actually go back and read it. It was just like, I don't care. When I don't care about the characters, I don't care what happens to them. I don't care about the plot. And it really, really just rankled me that it's, granted, it was probably published in the early 2000s, so I won't give it too much grief, but now it's 2020, I'm not going to read those 2000s tropes unless it's really well done. And last on my list, which could be another very controversial, is Daughter of Smoke and Bone by Laini Taylor. Oh, child, I'm going to say it. I'm not a fan of Laini Taylor. I didn't like Strange the Dreamer, and though I was listening to Daughter on audio, I kept speeding up how fast it was read. I think I got to 2.5 times because I wanted to be done with the book. I wasn't enjoying it. I just thought that I had to get through to the end of the book. And I was 45 minutes away from finishing it. And I was like, what am I doing? I have wasted time. I am continuing to waste time reading a book I'm not enjoying. So I DNF'd it. I didn't like the stories. I didn't like the character. I really didn't like the characters. I don't like Kaoru. I don't like that angel dude. I can't remember his name right now. He's just kind of he's more that dark brooding antagonist, or protagonist, I should say. I'm not invested. Like, her books are, the ideas are different and nice, but I just don't like Laini Taylor's books. She's probably a perfectly fine author, a perfectly fine person. I just don't like her books and will not be picking any more up in the future. Alright, that's the end of my list. I'm sure there's more that I can't think of right now. I will probably be doing a second part to this video if I do think of more to add. But for sure, I remember seeing these high on people's lists of what they liked, and I'm just like, I couldn't even finish it. These aren't even like 1 stars. These are just DNFs. I could not finish them. And maybe some of them are your favorites, and maybe you agree with me. Books are subjective. What I like, you're not going to like. I am clearly a fan of V.E. Schwab, and some of the people on YouTube that I follow don't like V.E. Schwab, and that's fine. But, that's all it is. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.